Hello, guys. Hello. Good afternoon. Good day to you. Good morning, depending on the time of the day. Today's talk is going to be slightly different. Of course, this is all based off the Connect 5 game that I've created to help others get aligned and to move forward in their lives in all areas to become the ideal self, the best version of themselves. Now, I do have to admit, I was recording this same video on a different app, and turns out it cut me off after about 10 minutes. So it's not going to be quite as effective as I did, but I'll do my best to repeat exactly what I said. So, first things first, I just want to let you guys know that I do not consider myself to be an expert in parenting or be the best parent. All I'm doing is sharing some great information and tips with you that has helped me become a better person and a better parent. And the fact is, I hear wonderful things from my kids, and I have a much closer connection with the two lads and my daughter than I did even when I lived with them. When I did live with them for so many years, we were close, of course, but I'd consider myself one of these people that was there but wasn't there, if that makes sense. Physically, yes, but emotionally and spiritually and mentally, not quite. Okay. The reason being is at the time, didn't really look at anything outside of myself. Okay. I felt like I was not a bad person, but I made bad choices and I had bad habits, and therefore I was too involved with what was going on with me. Okay, so first tip is to practice empathy. Okay, empathy can get you so far in life, so long as you don't let people take advantage of you. But empathy as a leader, for example, allows you to put yourself in other people's shoes. And who better to practice this on than your own children? Okay, so I've just got a few tips that I've written down here, and I'm just going to go through them because, as I always say to everybody, your brain is a powerful tool, but do not rely on it to remember everything that goes on in your life. So make notes, and hopefully this can not only resonate with you, but can help you become a better person and a better parent. So first things first is, of course, start with a cuddle for each child for a few minutes when they first wake up. Now, if this isn't possible and you're up early during the week, then the weekend needs to be a tradition, needs to be put in place for you to do this. Reason why is I remember as a kid going around, running into my mum's room. When I stayed over at my dad's, I ran into his. My aunt, my uncles, my grandma, my granddad's. I used to run in and used to have cuddles and whatever, whatever, just chat and have a little giggle in the morning. I find that that's potentially a lost art. I don't know if as many people and kids do it anymore, purely on the fact that they can just wake up and turn the TV on or the phones or whatever, which is understandable, of course, with technology. But make it a thing Saturdays and Sundays if you can, where they just, you tell them, they run in and they have cuddles with you. And because we have TVs in our room now, we put some out, put some at random on, make it a tradition to put whatever's on in the morning on Saturdays on TV. Find something. Okay, make it a, traditions are great in families. They're things that are remembered as you get older. It's like, where did you go to eat? What did you eat there? Or where did you go and what did you do that other families don't necessarily do? And you'll find that that helps you become closer as a parent. Okay. One thing I do on a Sunday when I drop Cara off home is we'll go and get her a packed lunch. And in the packed lunch, now and again, I don't remember to do it all the time. I'm not perfect, but I'll write a little love note in there, put it in the packed lunch. So if she's having an off day, struggling in the morning or something on a Monday, and when she opens her lunchbox at lunchtime, this is a great tip to do. Just write a little note, a nice little note for her to put a smile on her face. Okay, so you'll get hugs for that. Wouldn't necessarily say to do it to teenage lads. You'll get probably a punch in the mouth if you do. So there's another one. Number three, and there is 10 here. I know the video's 5, but I got a bit excited with some of them. Number three is to take an extra minute during when you're having breakfast, lunch, or dinner, to ask each child what they are, either what they're looking forward to if it's at breakfast, or what they enjoy most about the day, and just listen. Allow them a couple of minutes to talk. Okay. Now remember, if this is new habits for you, and you've lost a bit of connection and communication and a bond with the kids recently, then this don't just happen overnight. You know, the first time they're going to go like, well, I don't know, what, nothing. Okay, nothing. But you've got to give it time and repetition, okay, for them to understand that it's okay for them to be vulnerable and to open up. And do not accept don't know. I often, whenever the kids say to me, oh, I don't know, because a lot of people, when you ask them a question, their immediate reaction is, don't know, like it's just a thing. I always flip it around and say, well, what if you did know? Or let's pretend you were in a place where you do know the answer. What would that answer be? You know, flip it around, make them think differently, and you'll be surprised what happens. Number 4 is, instead of yelling at them first things in the morning, get ready, come on, you're going to be late, you know, all this or whatever the time of day is. Come on, we're going out, we need to be ready. Empower them with a chart of some sort. Now, if you can get a whiteboard, if you want to go the extra mile, get a whiteboard and draw out a chart, A to B to C to D to E. Make it like a game of snakes and ladders or of some sort. Checkpoints, okay? It'll be like checkpoint 1 is just to get dressed, 2, brush teeth, 3, eat breakfast, you know, whatever the order may be. This teaches them to set goals and tasks and to let them be in charge of themselves, while you can just smile and point to the chart and say, look, here's what to do next. Well done on this. Congratulations. Gives a nice element of smooth task completion. Okay. Next is, if you have a daughter and you're like me, your father, you have a daughter, skip to school, right? Go skipping. Why not? You know, start the day nice and bouncy. It'll help you, you know, put the motion in emotion and enjoy life to its fullest. Or if not, sing songs in the car, right? I've actually gone out my way to learn a few raps from certain songs just so I can impress the kids, and it goes down a treat. There was Take Me Back to London, Ed Sheeran and Storms there. There was Godzilla, I can rap that, by Eminem. And there's a few more as well that I learned purposely just to impress the kids. And, you know, it's a nice party trick as well to pull out every so often. Well, my dad can rap Godzilla. What can your dad do? My dad knows Eminem. Oh, okay, you win. You know what I mean? So, but like, you know, competition is anyway. He doesn't know Eminem. But do go out, you know, think outside the box. So, okay, this is my child's favorite song, right? I'm going to learn the song. Why not? You know, you'll understand how they feel from doing that, and you'll get closer to them, because that's what it's all about, the bond. Okay. Number 6, as you hug your children, give them a hug to say, have a great day at school. Tell them that you can't wait to see them this afternoon when you pick them up and hear about their day. What this does what Benjamin Franklin says is, failing to prepare is preparing to fail, right? You're preparing yourself for positive actions and comments later on in the day. So it means if you've had a bad day or challenging day, or the kids have had one, they're still going to be using that beacon of light at the end of the day. So they're going to be looking for things as well. And where your energy goes, where your focus goes, your energy goes. So when the kids start looking for the good things to tell you later, they'll start enjoying them more, okay? So you're actually influencing them even when you're not there. Next is to remember to take care of yourself, right? The reason why this is so important is, as you become a parent, I'm just going to make sure that this is still recording after the last time. Yeah, it still is. As you become a parent, right, we start building up this idea that we have responsibilities, that we need to put everybody else first now, and we lose our identity. And then before you know it, maybe you get overweight, or maybe you've lost yourself as what you actually want to do with your life, because your whole journey is now becoming about them, which, okay, at the time isn't a bad thing. But if you think of the long-term consequences, then kids are going to be old enough one day, and now your whole life's been evolved around them. You forgot who you are. So when they're old enough, you're just got a huge loss of identity, which is not going to be good. And you're going to get a bit of resentment towards the kids as well. So when you become more, you can give more. Okay. So focus on yourself, right? If you have to sacrifice a bit of time so that you can go out and exercise or something, then do it, right? If it's needed at the time. Okay. Next is to turn off your phone or the music when your child gets in the car with you. at whatever time that they do. Now, I purposely do what I do is I've noticed a few of the parents that when I pick my daughter up from school, from dance on a Saturday, I'll notice there's a lot of parents that sit in their cars or on the phones or drinking the coffees or whatever. And I found that obviously, you know, everybody's different, so there's no judgment here. But what I do is I purposely park up and I'll go and meet my daughter at the entrance. So then I'm ready there for a cuddle when she comes running out. So then we use that time from the entrance to the car to see what her favorite part of the day was, right? Okay. And this is just great. And I've even done it stood in the rain. I don't care. My idea is for her to see me when she comes out. So you're the first positive influence and first positive thing that you see. So no phone, no nothing. You sit or you stand and you wait. Okay. Next is if you have more than one child, they are bound to get into some sort of arguments and fights. Keep your sense of humor. Okay. Listen to both of the kids without taking sides. Okay. Help them to find a win-win solution. Something has happened. None of them want to be angry, upset, or argue, but something has happened that has caused that conflict, okay? All it's up to you is to not go in there acting like a big clown, but to come up with a solution whereby everybody's happy and you work together as a team. You know, some of the best families that we know growing up in the closest families are those that had jobs around the house where they worked together, where they contributed, where one thing benefited another, and another, okay? And you end up being close as adults as well when this happens. Whereas if you don't work together on a win-win situation, a solution, you'll end up growing further and further apart, and then that causes all kinds of rifts in the families, and they end up moving away and not talking to each other. Family is blood. It is the most important, okay? Last but not least, for now, I think I'm going to do part 2 and part 3 of this. And please do feel free to comment your own tips and tricks of what you found. And I just want to explain that the reason why I feel like I can do this video is because I've had some wonderful, very heartwarming messages from people in admiration of how close I am with my kids. And this wasn't always the case. This is put into practice of me going through a few of these things that I'm explaining to you and trying them, okay, testing them and seeing the benefits, okay? It's not you, it's not genetic, it's not because you had a bad upbringing or whatever, you know, that you need to you're not worthy of being a great parent. There's two types of people: the people that use what happened to them as motivation to be the best version of themselves, and there's the victim mentality where they use what happened to them to say that I'll never do anything good, never be anything good because of what happened to me. Okay, I've been both. You know, I've been the upbringing of no father around for quite a long period of time. We're close now, but no father around for quite a period of time, so I didn't feel like I was ready for commitment, responsibilities and stuff. So I was there, but I wasn't there. But now it's like the flip side of that is that I thought, no, I remember what that felt like. So I would never want to feel like that. And of course there were mitigating factors to why that was. You know, parents didn't get along. It was difficult. My dad did try, and my mum obviously did a fantastic job, but ultimately there was a stage I remember just feeling certain feelings, and I don't want my kids to feel like that. But it's also important to have what's called impact time. Now, you can't just be around your kids for the sake of the fact that maybe your parents weren't around, so you don't want them to have that feeling, because then you're not being your true self, because you're just there because you're being stubborn about not having that, but you're really pouring on the resentment to your kids then, because you're not doing what you truly can do because you're putting everything else aside. So getting that balance there, right? Next and last but not least for this video is when the kids have a meltdown, for example, if you've gotten them into sort of bad habits, so to speak, like maybe developed OCD. Now, I say OCD along the lines of bad habits because for me, I've found that people with OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, know that they have it. They know that switching the light off 17 times before they leave the room makes no difference to then switching it off and on once. It's a sign of safety, of de-stressing, so to speak, right? A level of, they're looking for some sort of comfort, right? They've got maybe a lot going on in their mind, so they're just using physical movements to release that stress. Okay, say for example you put your kids sandwiches in a certain way. Now the one time you don't, they start getting fussy and stressing out. Don't go and make them a new sandwich. No. Okay, remind yourself that tantrums signal distress, not defiance. They're not rebelling against you or the sandwich. They're simply saying, I feel stressed about something. And this is the way that I can physically show it. Okay. So stay close to them, stay compassionate to them so that they feel they're safe enough, they can be vulnerable and open to you about what it is that's worrying them. Maybe they have an exam coming up. Maybe they have a new girlfriend or boyfriend, or maybe there's a teacher being mean to them or a bully at school, or something's happening and they don't feel like they can open up to you. You've got to give them a safe space for them to allow themselves to be able to open up to you. Okay, to feel safe enough to cry, maybe, or empty all those upsets out of the emotional backpack that they've been building up in their back. Okay, so these are just a few of the tips that I've got, and I'll have a few more for you, but I've just found that I personally feel like I'm a better parent. And the fact is, I feel like my kids feel like they can open up to me. We have a lot of fun together. We enjoy life. And I'm not a full-time dad in the sense that I don't live with them, but I'm always there and always available for them. But it's impact time that the most important, the time that you do have with them. You're their role model, you're their influence. So make sure that the message that they get and the actions that you take when you're with them are those that are going to guide them down the right path. Because you and I both know that nobody is born with an instruction manual to parenting. It's something we make up, and we do the best that we can with what we have, and we improve on our best. Okay, such is life, right? So I hope that that's resonated with you and brought you some great insights. And again, comment section, YouTube, feel free to drop me your own tips, tricks, and things and games you like playing and things you like doing, because we're all here to grow together. So a bit more of a serious video compared to usual, but you know, I am capable of that, and I do take things like forming relationships with people and communication skills and your better parenting skills. I do take that very serious, so I hope you do too. But ultimately, from a father's point of view, tell those dad jokes, right? Tell them. If you're not out in a supermarket with your kids and there's a damaged box of Cocoa Pops on the shelf and you say, watch out, guys, there's a serial killer about. If you're not using these openings, guys, you're missing tricks, okay? You spent 9 months of helping a pregnant lady, aka the love of your life, to get through these difficulties for this moment, for you to take full advantage of being a dad and telling dad jokes. Okay, I've gotten to the point now where there is an opening, my child turns to me and goes, you're not going to take that, right? I'm like, damn, you're grounded now because you've just pointed out that I've missed an opening. Terrible. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. This is one of the parts of the Connect 5 game in which I'm sharing with you, which is your body, your mind, your soul, your heart, and your career. Okay, this is the heart part of the Connect 5 game, the 5 elements of you. And let's just move forward together, enjoy life, and try and be the best person that we can be. Okay, nobody ever gets it always right, but if you want to learn more, if you want to work with me on certain things, if this resonates you and you want to put this into practice and have someone hold you accountable, just drop me a message. You know how to get hold of me by now. I'm everywhere. Have a fantastic day. Thank you very much.